the phone with me, Stephen. I've got Neil Cugley. Thanks for talking to the press team, Neil.
No worries, no worries.
It sounded like a very encouraging performance on Saturday. Are you pleased with the effort?
Yeah, it was. Obviously, we've had a better time recently, and I thought Saturday we showed a lot of character. And to be fair, I played Hornchurch for a lot of time, so it was nice that we played a bit more football, and I think they're going to have our better players back as well, to be honest.
You 1-0 up at half time. Did you feel we deserved our lead?
Yes, I did, yeah. I think we done well, and second half I thought we'd done it better, and it wasn't for their goal who obviously got man of the match award, so it shows how much pressure we put on their goal, which very pleasing to us, one big area that we've been disappointing in.
And was it the final third that we were just more decisive in?
I think, to be fair, we've hit the post a couple of times, and our keepers played very well. I think, to be fair, to the forwards, they caused a few problems, what we wanted, and obviously having Lee Bremner back, it made a big difference. I thought, he played for just over an hour, I think it was, and he's a good player to have back in the team.
We did let a late goal in at the end of the penalty. What did you think of the penalty?
I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought the referee didn't think it was a penalty. It was only the linesman that gave it, and I couldn't be 100% sure where he was, and it was very disappointing. I thought it was very harsh.
And Liam Friend gave the penalty away, but he picked up Player of the Month for November. Does it show how much how good he's getting?
That's not correct. He said Liam Friend. He didn't play. It was Charlie Mitten.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel Liam Friend's getting on anyway?
Well, obviously I left him out Saturday, but him and Cugley were left out. There's nothing to against how they did, because they're both good, good prospects, and they've had a lot of games, both of them. It's and obviously at the moment with losing games, I've just felt it was best time to give them a little bit of a rest, and I think that proved right. I think on the day.
And Richard Chute got his first goal for the club. Are you pleased with his contribution?
Yeah, I think he held the ball that well. Obviously, got a few flick-ons, and I thought him and Ben was getting caused problems, especially for about an hour. But obviously, Richard was saying he hasn't been playing much football, and he got tired towards the end. But generally, we've got to be pleased in what he's done. And as I say, the goal was a very good goal.
And the partnership between Lee Bremen and Richard, is it something you're hoping that will develop over time?
Well, obviously, we need to hold the ball up further up the pitch, and obviously we started to do that again Saturday, and then suddenly start playing a bit more football, and there's been a big problem to the ball keep coming back so much. But I felt on Saturday we did get the ball back down. I thought Jimmy Corbett had a far better game. He's not going like he can for his ability, but Saturday I felt we're starting to come back to what we know he can do.
And moving on to loans, we've got Tom Bryant on loan. Is he been extended, or is he going back to Gillingham?
No, we're going to discuss that. It discussed, with obviously a lot of changes going around the club. That's got to be discussed this week. We're very lucky we get Tom. We don't pay for Tom Bryant, so we're very lucky that Gill's sort that out for us, and then we'll decide, I suppose, if we continue that next couple of days.
Is that the same with Ben Sly as well? Maybe going to Hythe? You're just going to discuss it in the week?
We're not really rushed. We've got to sit down, obviously, as I say, we've had these changes, and we've got to discuss things now, really.
Moving on to changes at the board level, Bob's been chairman for nearly 9 years. What kind of support has he given you for with you being manager?
Just been tremendous, really. Being a nice man, and it's been tremendous. I couldn't ask for much support as a person, and been very nice. He's sort of obviously become a friend between those times, so that's always nice as well. And I can understand his reasons for standing down, and I think everybody should appreciate what he's done. I remember it was a Kent League club, and struggling Kent League really to a certain extent, and how far we've got on, and Stripes club wasn't even open, and all these things have been rectified over the last few years because of politics.
And does it show the stability of the club in the last decade that you, him and other officials have been at the club so long?
Yeah, Yeah, we'd like to think so. You know, we try to stick together, and it's been hard at sometimes because, you know, we've not always had the finances at the club, so we've had to work hard and, you know, to try and get the club to a certain standard and trying to stay at that standard. And I think a lot of credit, you know, will go to Bob for that.
And do you feel we needed the change with the increase in competitive in the Ryman Premier League, especially in like finances?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day you just need to raise more money. It's, you know, people at the shareholder meetings, you just go through the same conversation every time we go to these meetings. We need to generate more money or get people to put more money in to have a higher wage bill to really compete at this level week in, week out. We're just, although we do our best to, and Cliff Edwards do the best to support me, we need to kick it on another level now.
I know it's a bit premature, but have you spoke to Gordon since he's become chairman about what you want to achieve in short term, long term?
No, we'll be speaking to him this week, obviously, and you know, he'll obviously tell me what he expects, and we'll go from there.
And moving on to Saturday, got Horsham. Will you be using the position of being on TV to see what their game's like, or?
Yeah, well, no, obviously quite well. I've seen, you know, we played them already. I've seen them once at one other time, and obviously tonight is obviously on telly, so it is, you know, it's easy to know how they play, but I know their formation anyway, and know most of their players, and I thought we were very unlucky up there early in the year when we gave a penalty away early on, and then felt we should have got something out of the game.
Finally, a player you were after a few seasons ago, Carl Rook. He's scoring a lot of goals out of Horsham. What threat does he pose?
I think, or I know that he won't be there by Saturday. I think he's going to another club. I spoke to the club manager where he's going to, so I don't think he'd be there. He'd be joining another club. I like him in our league, but he's a good player, Carl, and I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get much focus in that at the time. They were Cugley and offered a lot more money, so you know, it's a shame, but yeah, I think you'll find that he won't be playing for Horsham on Saturday, he'll be elsewhere. But they will have Stuart Marl playing, I think, so it'd be nice to see him again.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks a lot to talk to the press team, Neil.
Okay.